What you got all that food up for? What are y'all there? You got dinner on the table. Are you going through deciding what you want to eat?
What are you doing?
I'm taking video of my husband being cracked out.
You cracked that. Yeah, what, Susan? Mama being silly. Yeah. We gotta know that.
What are you going to eat today?
Food, motherfucker.
Come on, show them.
Eating this thing look like astronaut food right there.
You going to eat the bagel?
And it's pretty dang good. I'm gonna use this one of my snacks.
Okay.
And then one of these chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
And then we've been eating too much. So we're gonna eat soup for.
Okay.
It is home-style chicken noodle soup.
Okay.
And then dinner I might have, I'm not sure, I might have this lasagna with meat sauce.
Okay.
And that's it for today.
Fine.
Have you, I want to see your ID here in a second. Have you or an immediate contact been on an airplane or cruise ship in the last 14 days?
Nope.
Have you been out of the country in the last 14
Nope.
days? Have you been in a group setting of more than 10 to 25 people in the last 14
Nope.
days? Have you or an immediate family member or close contact tested positive for COVID or had possible symptoms of COVID in the last 30 days?
Nope.
Have you been out of the area on home time in the last 14 days?
I'm on home time now.
Is that in Springfield area or somewhere else?
Springfield area.
Okay. Yep, you're live.
I know.
Thank you.
She's getting inspected.
They must have got bored last night and said, what can we do?
Yeah.
This night don't do much. Look, that plastic came off where they replaced the oil. Oh yeah. They're just going to get it ready to sell.
Yeah.
What's their name?
That's it. We're done.
We're done.
We are officially got our walking papers. And we are walking. We on a mission! Bum, 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 bum. We drove 100 miles from Springfield to Joplin. It's probably like 80 miles, at any rate. And then we drove from Joplin to Oak Grove, Missouri, which is up by Kansas City, because we were looking for a mattress. And by the time we get home, we will have driven a total of 400 miles just so that we can have a certain mattress on our truck. But this mattress is supposed to be the best of the best. It's supposed to last 10 years, has a 10-year warranty. I'm going to send it off because if it starts failing in 6 months, guess what? I'm going to get my money back. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you. Here we are, taking our maiden voyage in our new truck at our new company. Michael's back there getting the trailer sealed up and secured and all that stuff. I'm getting ready to go to bed. He's driving the first shift. And we're pretty excited. The truck is a mess. But there's the Zuzu. He says, "It's bedtime, Mama."
Daddy let you out. We could already been up there. You went and hiked your leg twice. You went running around playing outside. See what happened when we play outside? We get stuck in this. Yeah, that's what I said.
Seed or something. Horrible. A lot of dust in the air. A lot of pollen in the air. My allergies are kicking in. This is the video I've been meaning to make for a while. And every time I go to make the video, I struggle with it. So, I guess I'll do it now. No time like the present. Reasons why we quit Prime. Reason number 1. For a team operation, most of the loads were super solo loads made for trainer and trainee. Too much time on the loads. We'd get ahead on the load and then we'd have to sit and wait and babysit the load for a day, or sometimes it was just a solo load they had for us, and we would both get a 34-hour reset a couple of times a week. So it was too much time on a load. This location here where we're at now at Christensen, we have a load that delivers on the 20th. If we can deliver it on the 18th, we let our driver manager knows. He opens up the appointment and we deliver it on the 18th. That's one of the perks of driving dry van versus driving reefer. Another reason why we quit Prime, and this seems to be a constant thing with all reefer division and why we won't drive reefer division anymore. We have an appointment at 6 a.m. Customer says you can't arrive more than 30 minutes before your appointment time and no overnight parking. So we get there at 5:30. We wait in line for an hour to get into the facility, and then we wait 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 or 7 hours before we even get a dock door. And then we have to wait to get unloaded. And if it's the company capstone, you could be waiting 4 more hours. So just to get unloaded is an all-day affair. So you're sitting all day at your shipper or your receiver getting unloaded, and you're like hungry unless you have food on the truck. So then you go to the truck stop after you get unloaded and you go to sit down at the restaurant or whatever. And what happens? They give you a load assignment. So you don't even have time to sit and eat. You gotta hurry up and go get your next load. So there's a lot of downtime, but it's misused downtime. California is the worst for this. You empty out your load, you go to the truck stop, and you wait for a load assignment. You don't take a shower, because last time you were there, you had to get a load and get gone. But this time, you sit and wait for 2 or 3 hours, waiting on the load. And then 5 o'clock comes, and you know that everybody's closed. So you're going to be utilizing that time, taking showers, doing laundry, and then get a good night's sleep so that you could hopefully get a loaded the next morning. So just a poor management of time as far as the reefer division is concerned. This particular company, when we get ready, when we're 30 miles out from our receiver, we always know where our next load's going to be, so we can plan ahead. Okay, our next load doesn't pick up till tomorrow morning. It's 200 miles away. Okay, so we can go to the truck stop, take a shower, grab a bite to eat, get up in the middle of the night, drive over there to our shipper, get loaded, get gone. Another reason why we quit Prime was the fluctuation in pay. It seems like there was a considerable fluctuation. And it didn't have anything to do with our home time. We would stay out 2 or 3 months at a time, and 3 weeks before we got to go on home time, we'd have a negative paycheck. How does that happen? We've been working this whole time, and my dispatcher couldn't make sure that we had enough loads to cover the truck payment and insurance costs. Then we're stressed out because we're going home in 2 or 3 weeks, and we don't even have enough money to cover our bills. 1 week we might get a $500 paycheck. The next week we might get $1,500 paycheck. Huge fluctuation. Sometimes it would be a 0 paycheck. Sometimes it'd be an $1,800 paycheck. Every time you thought you were gonna get ahead, get some money in savings, and all that good stuff, freight would be slow. Suddenly freight's slow. And you're lucky if you can get $200 or $300 paycheck for 2 or 3 weeks. So you're having to pull money out of your savings just to pay the bills. So that's that game of too much fluctuations, too little consistency. And honestly, in the time that I have been driving truck, almost 15 years, I will say that I thought that was just a trucking thing. But it turns out it's a reefer thing. Or maybe it's a training company thing. I'm not sure. The both times I drove dry van, I pretty much had consistent pay. Consistent miles, consistent pay. But I'd never had that in the reefer division. All in all, we had a really pretty positive time at Prime. Yeah, there was a lot of frustrations with timing and time management and pay and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, we still made pretty good money. It really boils down to Prime is a training company. And it was time. We wanted more. It was just time for us to spread our wings. At one point, we were wanting to possibly grow a fleet. Buy our first truck, get a second truck, go into training, get drivers for the trucks. Because at Prime, you can do that. You can go from knowing nothing about driving a truck to becoming an owner-operator to becoming a small fleet owner in just a matter of a few years, hard work in a few years. And that was what we wanted to do. And when we were getting close to the end of our lease, we're talking about our next plan, buying the next truck. And we talked to our driver manager about it, and he was like, I don't recommend you buying a truck. You're going to have to deal with repairs, you're going to have to deal with maintenance, you're going to have to deal with, unseen things, unseen costs that you're maybe not planning for. I don't recommend you. You can lease a truck, and basically what we took it as, you can lease a truck, always be in a brand new truck, but you are always in never land. You're never going to own that truck. You're never going to have that sense of accomplishment of what you did. We also talked to him about going in separate trucks and training. And he was like, no, I don't recommend that either. They've changed the training program so much that I don't think it's going to be beneficial. He goes, we need trainers, but we need good teams. So he said, I recommend y'all just lease another truck, and I recommend that you stay a full team. Basically, he didn't want to lose us as a full team, and our driver manager, as good as he was, he'd been there for a while. And we were really a little bit concerned that if we went against his wishes, that he might hold it against us. Because really, ultimately, your dispatcher can make or break you. If you piss your dispatcher off, he can make sure you don't run. And we were his dream team. And we were talking about going separate. So, for the sake of growing Snell Dog Express. So we decided, after looking at our options and talking it out and praying about it and all that other stuff, we decided it was time to part ways with Prime. because if we were not going to have the benefits of being an owner-operator, then we might as well go someplace where we can make more consistent money. And that's what we did. We went to Christensen. Another part of the reason why we left Prime was because we were lease operators, and in order to have enough money saved up for your time off account, you had to stay out for long time periods. And I don't know how much Michael had it set up for. 5 cents, 10 cents a mile went to our time off account. So we would have to stay out 2 or 3 months just to have enough to cover. Anyway, if you're going to stay out for 2 months, you might as well take time off. You know what I mean? It was fun when I was in my 20s. It was fine when I was in my 30s. Now, both of us were in our mid-40s, you know? And it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, I want to have more of a life than just looking at a highway all day long. Part of the reason why we left Prime is because we wanted more home time. We can basically get a load going through the yard and take 2 days off, get a 34-hour reset, and that's fine. That's all I need. Go check the mail, do some laundry, take a bubble bath, and be good. You know how that goes. Or if we want to just go home for a week or two, as long as we have money to cover our truck payment, we're fine. And that's how it was at Prime too. But we are able to even swing through the yard. You know, take 2 days off. If swing through the yard, take 2 days off, that's not really going to affect your payroll. So, with it not affecting your payroll, then, you know, so you're going to get 4,000 miles for the week as opposed to 5,000 miles a week. Or 6,000 miles for the week. So, that's pretty much why. We're just getting older and we want to have more time at home. We want to explore different hobbies that we can't do on the road. And, you know, it's like when I'm on the road, I want to run my butt off. You know what I mean? I want to make money. I want to make my sacrifices away from home worth it by getting a decent paycheck. Yeah, so we're having fun. Our truck is going 75 miles an hour on the pedal and 70 on the cruise control. Man, I drive at night now. Like last night, look at this. So last night I did 586 miles and I still have 2 hours and 22 minutes left to drive. I never could have done that at Prime. Another reason why we left Prime, here at Christensen, they send you a load assignment. You approve the load assignment. You tell them yes, you can make the load on time. And then that's it. They send you the load assignment. When you arrive at your shipper, you hit arrived at. When you depart your shipper, you put it depart at, drop the trailer, picked up the trailer, how much pieces, weight, blah, blah, blah. And then you leave. And you hit depart, and that's it. You leave. At Prime, you get your load assignment. You have to call your dispatcher, and he tells you basically everything that's on the Qualcomm. And then you go over there, you get loaded, you get picked up, you get your paperwork, then you got to find some place out of the way to park. And then you got to enter in all the information into the Qualcomm, and then you got to pick up the phone and call Prime and say everything that you entered in the Qualcomm. And let me tell you something. Prime is notorious for not giving you all the information. They will, and I've even asked information so that I make sure. I've even asked ahead of time. Do I need a pickup number on the bills? Do I need any kind of information? Nope, it's good. You're good. Whatever they give you on the bill of lading, that's what it is. No special piece count, no nothing like that. They don't give that information, so okay. Then you get loaded, you enter in that stuff into the computer, you pick up the phone and you call, and they're like, oh, They don't have your PO number on there. So you need to get them to give you a bill of lading with the PO number. Well, if they needed that on there, why didn't you put that in the instructions? Why didn't you tell them when I called the first time? Oh, the piece count's not right. We need to get that approved by sales. Or, oh, the weight's not right. We need to get approved that by sales. Oh, the temperature's different than what they're requesting. We have to have that approved by sales. So it's a lot. And then you got to sit and wait until sales gives the okay to roll. All the micromanaging that gets to you. You know, you never, ever, ever get out of that I'm no longer training phase. You know, you go to this trucks driving school, you get with your trainer, you graduate, you go on your little TNT with a different trainer, you graduate from that, you upgrade, now you're in your solo truck, you're officially a truck driver. Maybe you have 90 days probation, whatever, to make sure where they hold your hand. But after that, you shouldn't have to have your hand held 24/7. We got our experience and we had to spread our wings and fly. Granted, I already had the experience, but Michael needed the experience so that we could go to a reputable company. So he got 3 years with Prime, plus the 6 months he was at Swift. So 3.5 years he's been driving. We're not stressed out. That's the thing that baffles me, is we're not stressed out. Before, our truck was governed at Prime, our truck was governed at 65. So, but you couldn't do 65 because every other major carrier is governed at 66. So they catch up to you and then they want to pass you, but they're going to block up that left lane until they can get around you. So you bump down your speed and you're going 58 or 60 or 63 so they can get past you. Then you bump it up only for the next, you know, guy to come around you and go 66 1 mile an hour faster than you. And so you bump it back down. I got to where I just ran my truck at 61. Sometimes I ran it at 58. But then you're not able to get your miles in for the day, you know. I get on the highway, I set the cruise control for 70. I'll go down the highway and I'm cruising. I'll give it some gas if I'm coming up behind somebody so I can hurry up and get past them. I get back over in the left lane. Nobody bothers me. I don't bother nobody. I can pass people with ease. I'm not blocking up the left lane. It's pretty great. Not to mention the road warriors, the road bullies, whatever you want to call them. They say, oh, there's a Prime truck. Let's go mess with them. And they come into your lane, see if they can run you off the road. So that's one thing. As a rookie, you see somebody coming in your lane and you might hit the shoulder or you might hit the grass. Not me. You come in my lane, I ain't backing down for you. So I've almost been run off the road. I've almost been run off of a bridge. I've been flipped off. I've been cussed at. I've had drivers get in front of me, and then truck drivers in 18-wheelers get in front of me, cut me off, and then slam on their brakes to teach me a lesson about driving so slow.
You ain't in no Swift truck or Prime truck, so when you pull in truck stop, people be giving you respect, waving and smiling. They don't see no training truck and say, oh, fuck, flipping you off, cussing, talking crap on the CB.